can be when teenage boys and girls are sharing a bedroom because of overcrowded conditions. We also look at a family's willingness to work with us. While we do not charge a down payment, any qualified family must put in 200 hours for each adult in the family of sweat equity, volunteer time with our organization. And you do not volunteer, you do not qualify for a house. And last but not least, we look at financial ability, the financial ability and their credit history and credit scores and things of this nature. So this is not an organization, if you have people who think they would be interested to call and get a 48-hour turnaround on a loan approval. This process just to qualify a family takes approximately 3 months. Once qualified, the house is built. That usually takes another 4 to 5 months, and then the family, once completed their sweat equity hours, move in. The key is that once they move in, they start paying back the mortgage payments to our organization. We hold the paper on all that, and what that means in real dollars to us in our fiscal year 2011 here is that, or coming up in fiscal year 2011, mortgage payments will amount to about $580,000 to this affiliate here. I will tell you that over this period of time, we have built a little over 200 homes since 1983. We were the first affiliate in the state of North Carolina. There are now 88 affiliates such as ours in this state. We were 10th in the nation, and there's over 1,700 habitats across the United States at this point in time. Over that period of time that we've built a little over 200 homes, I do want you to know we have foreclosed on 3 houses. We foreclosed on 2 of those because the homeowner stopped making house payments. Can't do that. We foreclosed on the other home, the 3rd home, because the family vacated the home and we were not able to locate that family, and to protect our interests, we eventually foreclosed on it. So we can do that. It's not what we like to do, but it's the right thing to do when we need to do it. Those are sort of the nuts and bolts of what Habitat is and who we are. But the real mission of the organization, and I want you to see this throughout this PowerPoint as we move through it, the real mission of this organization is to change lives. And I want you to know that the lives that are changed immediately are the family members that move into a Habitat house. What we don't see is the ripple effect that that has for generations to come for families who are taken out of unhealthy housing. I have an imagination what that's like, but again, you know, that's yet to be seen. We're only 27 years old here. Recently, we all know that there's been a crunch, to put it mildly, in the economy. And I am proud that our board of directors would resonate with the staff and say that although the country and the world has been in a recession, our mission is not in a recession. We are needed now more than ever. And so during this tough economic times, our board of directors made 2 strategic decisions. One was to expand the work of the organization, and the second was to acquire building lots for future Habitat houses while prices were recessed. And so we have moved forward in that, and we're doing that through a campaign that we have started here, a comprehensive campaign called Building Away Home. And I want to walk through this with you quickly and let you see this and hear a little bit about it and where it's headed. I mentioned that we've been here since 1983. We've done a lot of building in this community. These are some of our houses at Inca Hills. We have over 800 folks living in our houses right here in Buncombe County. I don't think this slide is a surprise to anybody. There's a real disparity yet between local wages for working folks that are doing service work in this community and the cost of new housing. What you're going to see here are actual photos that we've taken in homes that we've visited while verifying a family's need. We have found in this, we have found in this case here, no running water. The faucets were there, but no running water in the house at all. This was in Weaverville. In this particular slide here, if you think the step is big enough for any of us, the lady that moved out of this house is about 4 feet 7 inches. She now lives in a new Habitat house. She works as an accountant for Biltmore at this time. We all hear about moisture and mold, and you may think that this is a sort of a stage slide. It is not. We encounter many, many homes that we visit or apartments that we visit that have this problem occurring. But we're there. So this campaign, Building a Way Home, here's what it's really going to do. More folks living in decent housing. There are 3 strategies I want you to kind of bear with me on for this. These are important. The first one is expand our sustainable funding sources. And I want to spend a little bit of time on that in a minute here. You can see the other 2 that I mentioned earlier. One was to acquire more property, and the other is to expand our program itself. The sustainable funding sources are these 3 things that we see right here. The home store that is located at 30 Meadow Road down in Biltmore Village used to be on Biltmore Avenue up here. We had about 3,500 square feet. We moved into a 60,000 square foot building on Meadow Road that was donated by Skip and Mary Hood Perlman. Talk about that in a little bit. The second program that we have that's a sustainable funding source is our deconstruction program. Folks that are getting ready to remodel a kitchen, tear down a house, whatever's going on, they can call us. We will go. We will take usable items out of that house, and we will take it back to our store and sell it. That program alone is generating $200,000 a year for us. And the third one is the mortgage payments that I told you about for homeowners that are paying their mortgage each and every month to us. These 3 sources are not gifts that come in cash to us from businesses or faith communities or individuals or foundations. These are monies that are generated within our organization. And believe me, I've been with this organization for a long time. This was powerful money to have during this recession period. It really carried us and helped us stay afloat. So those are important things. Those are sustainable funds that we as an organization are generating. So we want to expand this funding source. The issues we're faced with is that the home store, believe it or not, when we moved in there 7 years ago, we were 20 years old. I told anybody that would listen to me at that time, this move to Biltmore will launch us for the next 20 years. Well, in fact, it launched us for 5.5, and we've outgrown it. You have helped us do that. The deconstruction crew, they need a staging area for things that they take out of houses and bring back. Let me just give you a side note on the deconstruction side. This isn't stuff that's 40, 50, 60 years old necessarily. Some of the new golf courses that are going in, there were houses that were 2 or 3 years old that were in the way. We took them down. We brought hardwood back. We brought windows back. We brought new appliances back out of these houses that were going to be bulldozed down. So we've gotten some wonderful things. And this is an important stat for you to look at. It took us 18 years to build our first 100 houses. It took us 9 years to build the second 100 houses. And it will take us even less time to build the next 100 houses. But for each year, we will recognize an additional $400,000 in mortgage payments each year for each additional 100 houses. So combined with where we are now, after we do the next 100 houses, we will be close to $1 million a year in mortgage payments that come in. Every bit of it reinvested back into our building program. The home store, if any of you have been there, you will know that, as I mentioned, it is really starting to fill up. And let's see if we can get this slide to pull up for us here. Oh, it pulls up. It's thinking though. Show this to you if I can. Well, okay, let's try this one more time. There we go. The picture on the bottom left especially was our covered parking garage. It's no longer a covered parking garage. It's sort of a covered breezeway now that has inventory in it, and we're selling it.